Well, well, well. Look who's here. Curious about me, are you? The god of mischief, the trickster, the one they all love to blame. Yeah, I've heard the stories. I'm sure you have too, how I brought about Ragnarok. How I tricked the gods, how I turned on my own. But let me ask you this. What would you do if the people around you never truly accepted you? Stick around. I'm going to tell you my side of the story, the real story of Loki. It's not as black and white as you've been led to believe. Let's start from the beginning. I wasn't born into the Aesir family like Odin or Thor. I'm the son of a giant, Fabauti. Yeah, not exactly a glamorous start, but Odin saw something in me, something useful. Cunning, perhaps. Or maybe he just needed someone to keep things interesting. Who knows? So he brought me to Asgard. I was part of their little family. Well, kind of. No matter what I did, I was always on the outside. It didn't matter how smart I was, how many problems I solved, I was never one of them. And trust me, being the smartest person in the room isn't always as fun as it sounds. All right, let's talk about some of the stuff I've done. Maybe you've heard about the time I helped make Mjolnir, Thor's hammer. You know the one. Thing is, I had a bit of fun with that. You see, I made a bet with the dwarves who were crafting it. If they messed up, I'd get their heads, but I couldn't resist. I decided to interfere a little, so when they were crafting the hammer, I turned into a fly, bit the guy on the hand, and whoops, Mjolnir came out with a short handle. But let's be real, Thor loves that hammer, short handle or not. Did I cause a little chaos? Sure. But what's life without a little unpredictability? Thor still got his precious weapon and the gods still had their hero. So, did I really do anything wrong? Speaking of Thor, my brother, we're about as different as night and day, wouldn't you say? He's all muscle and action while I'm more about using my head. Like the time I cut off his wife Sif's golden hair. Yeah, I may have gone a little too far there, but come on, it's not like I didn't make up for it. I got the dwarves to craft her hair out of actual gold. She looked fabulous afterward. But Thor didn't find it funny. Never did. He was always so easy to ruffle, so predictable, but for all the pranks and jabs, there's always been a weird bond between us. I think deep down, he knows I've always had his back, even if I've made things a little more interesting along the way. Now we get to the real turning point, the death of Baldur. If you've heard the legends, you probably think I'm the villain here. Baldur, the golden boy of Asgard, nothing could harm him, well, except for mistletoe. So I gave a blind god, Hodar, an arrow made of mistletoe, and bam, down goes Baldur. But here's the thing. It wasn't about malice, it wasn't jealousy, it was curiosity. The gods wrapped Baldur in protection, but deep down they knew it couldn't last forever. It was inevitable. I didn't kill Baldur because I wanted him gone. I did it because the gods couldn't face the truth that nothing lasts forever, and sometimes the hardest part of life is learning to let go. And then there's Ragnarok, the end of all things. If you listen to the gods, it's all my fault. They'll tell you I unleashed the chaos, that I led the charge. But let's be real here, Ragnarok was always coming. Prophecies foretold it long before I played my part. The gods just thought they could outrun fate. My kids, Fenrir, Jormungandr, and hell, they were destined to rise. Ragnarok wasn't about destruction, it was about starting over, wiping the slate clean. You can't keep things the same forever. And so we reached the end of my tale. You've seen the tricks, the chaos, the mischief. You've seen the love I had for my brother and the pain that followed. But let's not forget I'm Loki, the god of mischief, the master of lies. I've been misunderstood, hated, even feared. But I've always stayed true to who I am. You see, it's easy to label someone a villain when you don't understand their story. I never set out to destroy the world. I sought change, to break the chains that bound us all. Maybe I went too far, maybe I didn't. That's for you to decide. As Ragnarok unfolded, I knew it was the end and a beginning, a chance for something new. And isn't that what we all crave? A fresh start. So take my story. Learn from it. The world isn't black and white heroes and villains. It's shades of grey, and we all play our part.